So here's the deal. I don't want to make this video today, but after what I've seen online over the past couple of days, I feel like I need to. This video isn't going to be a fun one. There's no happy news. There's no funny jokes. It sucks. All the news literally sucks. I take no pleasure in making these sorts of videos. I like to keep things light here on the channel, where for 10 to 15 to 20 minutes out of your day, you can click on an AR-12 video, watch some people make some dumb jokes and drive quite poorly and just have some fun together playing their favorite racing games. But today, we're not going to do that. There are no dumb jokes. There is no good news. In case you've been living under a rock, last week, Xbox and Microsoft announced some huge news where Microsoft laid off over 9,000 people across all of their departments. On the Xbox side, they closed down studios and canceled games that have yet to come out. And how it relates to Forza, they laid off half of the employees working at Turn 10 Studios, the people that make Forza Motorsport, and they make the Forza tech engine that's used for, well, Forza Motorsport, Forza Horizon, and the upcoming Fable game. Now, here's the deal. When there's a situation like this that is as serious as this one and is as impactful as this one, I can't just rush a video out. That's not the way I work. Before I make a video like this one, I need to gather all the information. I'm really fortunate that I have a lot of friends who work at Xbox and who work at Microsoft. And over the past couple of days, I've tried speaking to a whole bunch of them about this situation. The other day, I actually spoke to Xbox PR and I asked them 4 very important questions about the future of Forza, but we'll get to those in a sec. Ever since the news broke last week regarding half of Turn 10 Studios being laid off, I've seen people theorizing all of these things and presenting them as fact. People saying, oh, Forza's dead. Oh, we're never getting another Forza Motorsport game. Oh, we're not getting any more updates, and everything in between. And it definitely didn't help the situation when an ex-employee came out and said, yeah, Forza Motorsport's dead. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to do my best to clear up as much of the confusion as I can regarding Forza Motorsport and these recent layoffs and what it means for the future of Forza, as well as some of my own personal opinions. But we'll save that for the end of the video. So let me give you a quick timeline of what happened and what's actually confirmed. So early last week, yes, it is official. Half of Turn 10 Studios was in fact laid off. The positions ranged from community staff, who I've worked with and been on trips with personally, to engineers and designers, from full-time staff to part-time, like contract workers, and again, everything kind of in between. It wasn't like one sort of aspect of the studio was laid off. It was a little bit of everything. And then it was only a couple hours later where an ex-Turn 10 Studios employee went onto their Facebook page, Fred Russell. He worked at Turn 10 Studios between 2012 and 2016 as a vehicle coordinator. So basically somebody who goes out and sources like some of the really rare cars for the game and says like, hey, can we come and like photograph your car for our upcoming game? He's like one of those people. Anyways, he went on his Facebook page and said this: Turn 10 Studios has shuttered the Forza Motorsport space and the team is no more. A very sad day for one of the best car racing video games. I love my time there. And then what happened after that is a bunch of other ex-Turn 10 employees who also haven't worked there for multiple years kind of did like a quote retweet thing and then shared that statement and went like, wow, the end. And then a whole bunch of other employees chimed in after that and was just like, it just snowballed. And then, long story short, it ended up everywhere on the internet and everybody reporting it as fact. And at the time of recording this video, it's unconfirmed. That's not true. The only thing that is confirmed is that Xbox did lay off half of Turn 10 Studios. That's it. That's all that's confirmed right now. This news about Xbox and Turn 10 Studios becoming a support studio is unconfirmed. It doesn't mean it won't happen in the future, but for right now, it is not official. So me being me, I decided to message some of my friends over at Xbox PR. I asked them 4 different questions. These are the questions I asked them. Let me know if you think they're good. Number 1, can you confirm whether development on the Forza Motorsport franchise has been officially discontinued? Question 2, is Turn 10 Studios still active? And if so, what is their current role within Xbox Game Studios? Question 3, will there be continued support or updates for the most recent Forza Motorsport title? Finally, question 4, do you anticipate an official statement from Xbox or Turn 10 regarding these developments? I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like it's only fair as consumers going out, buying a game for full price, we should kind of have an idea of what the future plans for that game are. Forza Motorsport is an always online game. I'm not going to get into that debate right now, but could the always online nature of this game change in some way? Could the servers change in some way? Should consumers expect more updates for the new Forza Motorsport game? I feel like these are fair questions to ask when you are making a purchase of nearly like $100. I feel like that's fair. Anyway, so I asked these questions to Xbox PR, and this is the response they gave me. We appreciate you reaching out. We have nothing more to share beyond what was noted in Phil and Matt's emails at the time. What? If you're wondering who Phil and Matt are, that's Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, and Matt Booty, basically the second in charge over at Xbox. I went through and read their emails. Fun fact, they don't mention Turn 10 Studios or Forza at all. Straight up, that is the most PR of PR non-answers I have ever heard, but I think that's what makes it interesting. Like, I asked a wild question right out of the gate when I said, is development on Forza Motorsport officially discontinued? That's a very easy thing for people working there to go, no, what are you no, it's not discontinued. But they didn't say that. To me personally, the silence kind of suggests maybe there's some stuff going on behind the scenes at Turn 10 Studios and at Xbox that hasn't been fully fledged out just yet. And again, in my personal opinion, tell me if you agree, it kind of feels like the reporting might actually have some truth to it. Like, we might not be getting updates for the game. It almost feels like a true PR holding pattern of sorts. And again, in my personal experience, that usually means there's at least a little bit of truth behind some of the reports that are going on. Anyways, all this to say, at the moment, we're just gonna need to wait for some official news from Turn 10 Studios or from Xbox themselves to figure out what we can expect with Forza Motorsport going into the future, and hopefully we get that news sooner rather than later so we can keep things fair, like I was saying. Anyways, over the past couple of days, I've also been getting a ton of comments from you guys asking for my personal opinions. So let's share some of them. Order of business number 1. I think it's frankly disgusting that a company like Microsoft, who is worth nearly $4 trillion, goes out and fires 9,000 employees when last year they made over $100 billion in profit. But besides that, I think we can all agree that Forza Motorsport had a rough launch. I said it countless times, reviewers said it a whole bunch, and chances are you probably said the same as well. Forza Motorsport was flawed from the very beginning, filled with terrible design choices and gameplay elements that genuinely left players with a terrible taste in their mouth. I'm looking at you, hardpoint customization, and car leveling. Just to name 2 of them, but there are many. But I think we can all agree, over the past couple of months, Forza Motorsport has genuinely been getting a whole lot better. We've had updates that have added things like Fujimi Kaido, NASCAR, IndyCar recently, some new Formula Drift cars, fan-favorite classics like Sunset Peninsula, and so much more. That's not to say, though, Forza Motorsport is a perfect game. It is far from it. There are absolutely still things to fix. The problem is, at the time of recording this video, we do not know if those things are going to be fixed. And point number 3 I want to make. If this is really the end of Forza Motorsport, this is really bad news for every single racing game fan out there. I'm not gonna lie, over the past couple of days, I have read some wild comments from people, specifically over on Instagram. If you want to go and read some of them, I'll link to this post in the comment in the description down below. Feel free to give it a go. Anyways, long story short, I've seen a lot of people literally celebrating this news, going, yay, insert my favorite racing game is so much better than Forza Motorsport. Forza's dead, my game won, yay. And if you thought like that, hate to break it to you, you're an idiot. If this really is it and the end for Forza Motorsport, that's gonna mean less competition in the racing game space. It's gonna mean less innovation in the racing game space. And at the end of the day, this just means every single product from this point on is gonna be worse. Greatness is built on competition, and if there's less competition, there'll be less greatness. I can guarantee you Gran Turismo wouldn't be as good as it is today if there was no Forza Motorsport. I can guarantee you iRacing wouldn't be as good as it is today if there was no R Factor. I can guarantee you Forza Horizon wouldn't be as good as it is today if there was no Need for Speed and no Crew. Less competition is bad for everybody, and at the end of the day, nobody wins in a situation like this. It doesn't matter if you're Team Gran Turismo, Team Forza, Team Need for Speed, Team whatever. This is bad news for everybody. Hopefully we get some official news from Turn 10/Xbox at some point next week, but for now, we're just gonna need to wait and see. Thanks for watching.